Hi there and welcome to the Explaining History video channel. I've been going on to some of my pupils all week long about context. What is it and why do we use it and what is the point of it? Well, context is when you're answering a question in history, the kind of information that helps us to make sense of what we're talking about. So it's the kind of information that gives us a bigger picture. So, for example, if we were talking about the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, we might want to know the following bits of information. We might want to know about the relationship between Serbia and the relationship between Serbia and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. We might possibly want to know about Russia's relationship with Serbia. We might possibly want to know about Germany's relationship. These are not things that concern the exact event. The Russian army, the Austrian army, the Serbian army, the German army, they weren't there at the time. There was an assassination in Sarajevo. But they are relevant because they help to form the bigger picture in the background that helps us to see why the assassination has a bearing on the causes of the First World War. We might want to look at if we were looking at a particular issue to do with medieval history, such as the Peasants' Rebellion or King John and the Barons. We might want to be asking all sorts of different kinds of questions at the same time as well. We might be wanting to know what sort of people the barons were. We might want to know what kinds of people the peasants at the time were. Why? Because this gives us a context, this gives us a frame of reference, this helps us to understand the sorts of people and the times in what we're talking about. And it also helps to add relevant detail to the question. Now, how do we know when that information is relevant and when it's not? How do we know that we are not waffling on? Well, if that information helps to bring us towards an answer, then it's relevant. If that information helps to explain, then it's relevant. If context helps to make sense of things, then it's relevant. And if not, well, it's interesting, but just not particularly what we need at that moment. So, if you're watching this and you're writing history answers and you're kind of wondering whether you're doing the right thing, always find out more, always have more information, always do more reading, always gather as much as you possibly can do, because then you have a bigger picture. The more information you have, the clearer picture you have of the times in which you're discussing, and then you're actually able to do the selecting. Then you can look at the information and go, that would help me to make sense of why, King John decided that he was going to sign the Magna Carta. It might make sense of why Field Marshal Haig continued the same tactics as at the Somme when they clearly didn't appear to be working. It might make sense of why it was Hitler chose to declare war on the United States following the attack by Japan on Pearl Harbor. So once we've got all this information, got this context, we can draw from it and actually select the bits of it that fit the question.